It's another day, and it's another coach having something to say about Deion Sanders and the way he's running his Colorado program. Let's talk about it. This is interesting. After the bumper, stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, we know Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and the Colorado Buffaloes are at the center of the college football world. They're the most talked about team. They will be the most talked about team this college football season. They continue to dominate the offseason headlines just by being themselves, not doing nothing really spectacular outside of, kicking off like 70 players from their roster. And that all happened earlier in the offseason, but it still has residual and lingering effects throughout the college football world. And one of those is sometimes when coaches are talking about either their struggles or successes from their year one, or how they navigate the transfer portal. Deion Sanders' names gets brought up, how they navigate the transfer portal, how they manage the rosters, how they do these different things. And that was the case again with Brent Venables, who was the head football coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, the team that'll be in the SEC, not this year, but next year. And Brent was asked about his roster. So if you don't know, let me give you some backstory. Brent Venables was the longtime defensive coordinator of Clemson. He won 2 national championships while on the staff of Dabo Swinney. He took the head coaching job at Oklahoma, where he once was the defense coordinator of Oklahoma, where I think he won a national title as a DC there as well. So he's got like 2 or 3 titles, and he took over the head coaching job at OU. And in his first year, they struggled. OU had Lincoln Riley for a long time. They won a bunch of games for a long time. And under the first year under Brent Venables, they struggled. He's a defensive guy. They played bad defense. Lincoln was an offensive guy. They didn't score as many points as they did when Lincoln was there. And so people were like, was last year's struggles just a fluke because they've had great recruiting classes. They've been able to hit the portal, hit the high school recruiting scene really hard. And Venables had a lot to say about his roster makeup last year and this year. Let's get right into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen and take a look at what Venables had to say when it comes to his roster. It says Brent Venables, Yahoo Sports, the official gold checks, the real thing. Yahoo Sports, Brent Venables went right after Coach Prime when it comes to setting a roster as a new head coach via KRE Sports. The big quote is, I was unlike Deion. I gave guys 12 months grace to figure it out when it comes to his roster management. This is what Venables was talking about. Let's take a listen to Venables. So this is Venables in the direct quote and what he had to say about managing his roster. Let's take a listen.
So you can talk about a culture change and, a resetting of the standards and what the expectations are. I gave guys 12 months of grace, and I was unlike Deion. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's the 3. Go to class, live right off the field. And when you show up over here, man, you show up with respect and appreciation for your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start.
So that was his thing. He said, unlike Deion, who gave guys 12 seconds to figure it out. And some of them, they didn't get a chance to figure it out. They were leaving no matter what. He said, I gave my guys 12 months, meaning he took the roster for the most part that he had, that he walked into, worked with them for 12 months. If they couldn't get the job done, whether it was on the field, off the field, or wherever, in the classroom, wherever, then he told them to see you later. And he said, we told about 21 guys, thanks for your services, but no longer needed. Well, you have to put it in context in both cases, right? With Prime, I never thought removing 70 guys was right. You can go back and watch all my videos from back then. I never thought that was cool, but it is legal. Never thought it was cool, but it's legal, and he's allowed to do that. Where Prime walked into and what Brent Venables walked into, though, are 2 completely different situations. Brent Venables walked into an Oklahoma team. Granted, they lost Caleb Williams, right, who ended up winning a Heisman, who, essentially was a Heisman Trophy winner. But he walked into a pretty good situation. He walked into great facilities, great tradition, in a team that has won 10 games, at least 10 games in like the last 5 seasons. That's what Venables walked into. Prime walked into Colorado, which, yeah, has some nice facilities, but hadn't had a winning season or had like one winning season in the last 25 years. 5 straight 10-win seasons, multiple Heisman Trophy winners and finalists over the last 5 years, 1 winning season in 25 years. Big, totally big difference. One's Oklahoma, a blue blood of college football. The other's Colorado, a doormat of college football. 2 totally different situations. But here is the thing. When we talk about roster management, and anytime anyone has anything bad to say about the portal, they're going to reference Deion. These are the demons that you bring upon yourself when you remove 90% of your roster. Now, granted, did you need to remove some of your roster? Absolutely. This was a 1-win football team. This is a 1-win football team in 2022. You had to get new players. You have to improve. You are Deion Sanders. You're too braggadocious. You have too many cameras around. You call for too much attention to be straight out garbage and not doing anything to at least try to improve it. That's not to say that they'll go out and win 9 games this year, like some of you all think. Some of you think they're going to win 8, 9, 10 games. But even if you only win 4 games this year or 5 games this year, at least you attempted to go out and win 9, 10, 11 games. But if you were to go out and win 2 or 3 games and you didn't have massive roster turnover, then people will be looking at you like, yo, why didn't you do more during the offseason? You know why I know they would look at you like that? Is because that's how, and it's a totally different sport in different schools in different cities, but I can use the example of Kenny Payne at the University of Louisville. University of Louisville, Kenny Payne walked into a situation where a team had only won 12, 13 games. He doesn't do much roster turnover, and they only win 4 games. 4 games in a freaking 32-game season. And people are like, yo, why didn't you do more? And so Prime did as much as you could possibly do. Go out and get players that ain't walked the halls of Colorado in decades, and Travis Hunters and Cormani McLean's. Getting guys to visit Colorado that would have never thought to visit Colorado over the last 25 years, that is. Like the Charles Lesters, getting Shedeur Sanders, et cetera, et cetera. And so he did what you could do. But when you do set a new precedent and you do something that no one else has ever done, that is going to call for criticism. And then you're very braggadocious. And then you film everything. And then you have multiple camera crews. You got the pregame show. You got Darius. You got Deion Jr. You got everybody. And then all the major networks. ESPN pulls up. Club Shay Shay. Big Noon Kickoff is coming to the first 2 games. Joe Klatt did a Big Noon interview with Deion Sanders. So you're getting all the press and publicity. So, yeah, that's going to spew some jealousy. Yeah, that's going to spew some hate. Yeah, that is going to have people put a target on your back. And so, therefore, when they're asked questions about roster management, transfer portal, et cetera, whenever they want to just point to what they consider something bad, meaning getting rid of 90, 95% of your roster, they say, hey, we're not them. We're not Deion and them. We're not Colorado. We're not doing things that way. We're doing it our way, and we're going to succeed our way. Whether they succeed or not is going to be up to them. And a lot of coaches, a lot of them are silently betting that Deion and them won't succeed. Silently betting that Colorado won't be good. Silently betting that this will be a disaster in Boulder. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But some of them are definitely betting that it'll be a disaster. We read the Yahoo quote the other day that people think that this will be really good really fast and he'll be gone, or this is going to be really bad really fast and become a circus and they'll have to fire him. The one thing that I respect about Brent Venables, whether I'm a fan of whether he should have said this or not, that's beside the point, because you're able to say, and you're a grown man, you can say whatever you want. But just like the coach from West Virginia, I can't even think, was it from West Virginia? I don't know. Whoever the coach was, Pittsburgh, Narduzzi, Pat Narduzzi, that's who it was. Just like Pat Narduzzi, Brent Venables, you putting your name on it. The Pac-12 coaches is punks. They scared of the big bad boogeyman that is Deion. Now, part of the reason is they actually have to play him. Narduzzi doesn't have to play him. Brent Venables don't have to play him. So they can say what they want about him, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, and not have to worry about seeing him actually on the field, whether it's this year, next year, 2 years, 3 years from now. They don't have to play him. So I'm glad at least it's not an anonymous quote. I'm glad you're not just subtweeting them or sending subtle shots. You're just saying how you think. Unlike Deion, we gave our guys 12 months. Now, the Pac-12 coaches, they send subtle shots. Well, we don't like Deion. Oh, yeah. Man, forget all of that. If you go say something, say it with your chest. Don't be scared to say it. Say it out loud. Matt Rule said how he felt about Deion in Colorado out loud. Pat Narduzzi said how he felt about Deion in Colorado out loud. And now Brent Venables is saying how he feels about Deion and what he's doing in Colorado out loud. Now, do I agree with everything that these coaches say? Absolutely not. I don't agree with all of it. I agree with some of it. But one thing I respect is that they're saying it with their chest out. They're saying it. They're not, anonymous quotes, anonymous coaches, subtweeting, whatever. Somebody asked them a question. If they feel like using Coach Prime and CU in Boulder and Folsom Field, whatever's going on out there, as their example to what they don't want to do or what they don't want to be like or what they don't want to be known for, then cool, as long as you put your name on it. And that's what I respect. But Venables is the latest to go along with Matt Rule and Pat Narduzzi, and I'm sure before the season starts, maybe even at Pac-12 Media Days, I don't know. Somebody else will say something else about Coach Prime and the way he's running this program, and this will continue to keep it in the news cycle and continue to keep Colorado as the most talked about college football program this year. And I ain't even played a game yet. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe before you get out of here. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.